Hey everyone, Andreas with Dominique DeBay Collection here. Good morning, how are you? Thank you so much joining us on a Monday. I'm here with Nikki from At Sloane in London. And yeah, without further ado, Nikki, take us to your wonderful place.
Thank you, Andres. Good morning, everyone. I hope you're all well, and thank you for joining us today. And of course, Andreas, you for hosting us once again. My name is Nikki. I'm the sales manager here at Sloane, and over the next 20 minutes or so, I will be presenting at Sloane to you, a chic luxury boutique hotel in the heart of Chelsea, London. What you see here is the exterior of the hotel. A few words about our building. It was built in 1888, so it's a Victorian building, and so is the facade. And it was designed by Edwin Thomas Hall and his son. That is the same father-son duo who designed Liberty Department Store, which is a very well-known shopping mall here in London. As you can see, there are no signs outside of the hotel. There are no flags. We're very discreet, and that's done intentionally. Now, we are owned by the Cadogan Estate, an aristocratic and historic estate with a portfolio of approximately £6 billion in assets. And it's a collaboration between Cadogan Estate and Menchie Coast from legendary Haute Coast in Paris. It was actually the CEO of Cadogan Estate, Mr. Hugh Seabourn, who approached Menchie Coast and explained his vision for a boutique townhouse hotel on a residential street that feels like an art collector's home or a private home. And Menchie Coast, given the visionary man that he is, he absolutely loved the idea, but he thought he couldn't really do this without the assistance and vision of an extraordinary interior designer and architect. And so he then reached out to Joseph Graf, who specializes in private homes for high net worth individuals, with an example of late Valentino's home in Holland Park, as well as private jets and private yachts. The project took approximately 10 years to be finalized, while 6 of those years were purely focused on reconfiguring the interior spaces. I have included a um, just a close-up photo of the building. It's one of the most impressive buildings in Southwest London and in Chelsea. And right here, I have included a map to show you how incredibly central we are. So where you see AS is where the hotel is located, steps away from Sloane Square Station, and within walking distance of some of London's most iconic attractions, such as the Kensington Gardens in Hyde Park, as well as Buckingham Palace, Harrods, the Sloane Street, of course, with the exceptional high-end boutiques, Duke of York Square with Saatchi Gallery, Pavilion Road, a beautiful pedestrian road nearby, and approximately 10 minutes away from Mayfair or approximately 5 to 10 minutes away from Knightsbridge. Over here, I have included a few images of our beautiful neighborhood. So Harrods, I'm sure a lot of you might be familiar with it. And then on the top middle photos, you can see Pavilion Road, the beautiful pedestrian road, which is super lively, especially during the summertime. And then Buckingham Palace. The left image is actually the street that the hotel is on, Sloane Gardens Street, which is a leafy, quiet street. Um, Very, very beautiful. Steps away from Sloane Square and then Sloane Street, as well as Royal Albert Hall, with all the fantastic performances throughout the year. I have also included a brief video. I will press play now and I'll be with you in a moment. And that was our lovely video. Thank you for watching. Moving on to
So
the, please.
I, I just see somebody mentioned they had some audio problems. I
Oh, I'm
apologize
sorry.
for that.
Yeah, it's always when we present, obviously the quality is not great. I will be more than happy to send the video as well tomorrow where when I will be following up, if that's okay.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
amazing.
excellent.
Wonderful. Thank you for highlighting, Andreas. So moving on to the vestibule, this is really the first thing that our guests see the moment they arrive here at Sloane. Now, a few words about the hotel. We're a very symmetric property. In case you haven't noticed, you see the doors or the chairs right next to the fireplace. So this is an element that is quite strong across the property. Now, all our furniture, they're antique, either replicated or original. And we also have more than 400 beds and lights. Again, some of them are original, some of them are replicated. And then we are also very lucky because we have lots of personal designs from Mensch Graf himself, like the armchair that you see on the right-hand side. Then we haven't really collaborated with any mainstream brands, if that makes sense. I mean, Laura Piana have done our cashmere curtains that been installed by Maison Philippe, which is a studio in France, but the rest of our partners are either local or French artisans. And our floors are modern mosaic, designed just for Sloane, and then William Morris wallpapers. And of course, I will be pointing out at a few more details as we carry on. Now, the next thing that our guests would come across would be the lobby, which was inspired by Villa Kerilos. Now, Villa Kerilos is located in the southern France and was inspired by ancient Greece. You might notice the friezes on top of the library or over here at the side table, or the temple roof as well on top of the doors. Now, check-in with us is not your typical check-in procedure. So my colleagues will normally sit on the right-hand side of the long table, whilst our lovely guests will sit on the left-hand side. And check-in for us is a great opportunity to get to know our clients and to assist them and go through their itinerary and see if there is anything else, anything that we can do to make their stay even more memorable. And we have more than 500 books our guests can choose from. We have also introduced cost retail products that cannot be seen in the photo, unfortunately, but they are placed on this very long table. These products can be found either at Hotel Cost in Paris or here at Sloane, but it's the famous scent. Mentorship Cost was the first hotelier to introduce a scent, as well as the jams and the chocolate, and his very famous compilations, vinyl compilations as well. Over here, I've just included a few more details from the lobby. We have a Solange jewelry collection, which is available for our guests to purchase. In fact, they have to book a consultation with Solange or one of your team members. There is chess, as I mentioned, lots of books. There's an interactive lobby. And then I've just included the last image because everything lies in the detail and there is a lot of craftsmanship behind everything. And so what you see is the ceiling having been painted as the London sky, and it was done more than 6 times to reflect how moody and stormy the London sky truly is. And next up, I've included a few images of the personalized examples of personalized amenities we offer to our guests. And this is where you guys come in. It's extremely important for us to liaise with you and to understand our clients, our mutual clients, that's the only way we can really personalize the stay and go above and beyond. So there is no, any information that you can share is utmost helpful, and we will definitely, certainly do something about it as soon as we have the information. Also wanted to mention that this is Tarek, our general manager. This is James, our assistant front office manager, Octavia, our restaurant manager, just to put a few names to the faces. And then moving on, we've got our restaurant, our lovely dining room on the 6th floor, which serves mainly French cuisine. The menu is actually called L'Essentiel, and it's the most iconic dishes from the menu. Paris, in fact, it's the initial menu, the one that got further curated as the years passed by. As I mentioned, on the 6th floor, it can be divided into 3 different sections, accommodating up to 16 packs. Now, we do accept external guests, but they have to give us a call. We're not available on open table or 7 rooms, so we use the old traditional way. As I mentioned, the menu is called L'Essentiel. We mainly offer French cuisine. However, there are also Italian as well as Asian options complementing the menu. The idea behind this is that our guests can stay in the hotel for 5 or 6 days at a time without having to leave the hotel to try something different. And then we also have something here at Sloane where as soon as the light goes down, we bring out real candles and the entire place transforms into the most romantic and ambient setting. Breakfast is served until 12 p.m., which our guests seem to really appreciate. And we also have 2 terraces upstairs on the 6th floor, or balconies to be more precise. One that oversees Chelsea, the quiet, elegant neighborhood, quite aristocratic. And on the other balcony, you can see London Eye, Victoria, and the city. Moving on to our bar on the lower ground floor. Now, this is the most hotel coast element of the entire property. The darker colors, the velvet, the mercury mirrors, the pattern pillows that were designed by Mensch Graf himself. And then there is the photography you see has been curated by James D. Kelly, who's a renowned British photographer. He recently served the night ceremony for David Beckham, and he's covered British Fashion Awards for quite a few years as well. Now, this is a place where you can get lost, meet like-minded people, enjoy your time, dance to the rhythm of the DJ. We have a DJ from Thursdays until Saturdays. They used to play vinyl only, but they've now gone digital as well. And it's a very exclusive bar, so we don't really take bookings for a bar. It operates on a walk-in basis, but again, we're careful when it comes to the curation of the crowd. There is a dress code, so it's quite exclusive and an interesting concept. We don't really allow photography, especially when there are other guests in the background, because we appreciate their privacy as well as their discretion. And there is another terrace downstairs. Whilst the bar opens at 4 p.m., our guests are more than welcome to join us for breakfast downstairs, or if they would like to enjoy some peace and quiet or jump on a call, that's absolutely fine. And moving on to our rooms, we offer 30 keys, so a very intimate property. The first room type is called Essential, and we have 10 of those in our inventory. They vary between 18 and 22 square meters, and the starting rate is 600 a night. In fact, our rates are flat throughout the year. We don't offer dynamic rates. That doesn't mean that our rates might not increase in the future, but we hope that that's easier for everyone as well. Now, it's probably worth mentioning at this point that 25 out of our 30 rooms come with double sinks. All of them come with walk-in showers. I know that Americans love a walk-in shower. And then 15 of those rooms also can feature a bathtub on top of that. Now, with the Essential, I always say that these are ideal for shorter stays or for solo travelers, perhaps. But the reason why I mentioned earlier that Mensch Graf specializes in yachts and jets is because what he has done exceptionally well is that he has maximized space. He's very familiar with smaller spaces, and so the rooms feel much larger than they actually are. Of course, if our guests would like to store their suitcases downstairs with us to create more space, that's absolutely fine. And then I also wanted to mention that we are a hotel that celebrates love and intimacy, and so every single room comes with one shot of a couple, either from fictional, so from a movie, or from real life, deceased or alive, and our suites come with 4 photos. Next category is called Chelsea at 30 square meters and 800 a night. We also have 10 of those in our inventory. Now with Chelsea's, we're quite flexible because we have 5 that feature a king-size bed and a relatively smaller bathroom. And then we have 5, apologies. We have 5 of them that feature a queen-size bed and a much larger bathroom, which features the bathtub. It's the one you see on your screen right now. It comes with a sitting area. And so I would definitely, from Chelsea's and above, I would say easily 5, 6, 7 nights, if not. Next up is Sloane, personally my favorite room type, a 38 square meters and £1,000 a night. Now, Sloane features a very large walk-in closet, a very comfortable sitting area, which you can see, as well as a beauty slash study desk, a corridor that leads to the bathroom, which features both the bathtub as well as a walk-in shower. And over here, I've just included a few more details from the room. So our minibar, the snacks and soft drinks are complimentary. They get replenished on a daily basis. Then our closets are very spacious with thick dark wood. And then I've included the third image because we've recently also launched our late night menu. So we offer in-room dining service 24/7. Moving on to our suite Sloane at 46 square meters and at £1,000 800 a night. A very interesting parallel layout. Again, the room feels much larger than 46 square meters. It features a lounge area, seating area, as well as a walk-in shower, a bathtub, a separate sink room, an additional WC, and the most spacious walk-in closet that one can find here at At Sloane. And then if you combine Sloane with Suite Sloane, we get the appartement, which is 84 square meters, and literally what the title, the name of the room says, an apartment, a Parisian flat in the heart of London. A 2,800 night, 84 square meters, which can sleep up to 6 people, as we can accommodate a third person in the Sloane and a third person with an additional bed in the suite as well. And over here, I've also included the toiletries that are cost as of a couple of months ago. Like I said earlier, this can only be found in other cost in Paris as well as here at Sloane. Then a few more details. So we have more than 800 black and white photos across the hotel, people from different industries, quite influential people. One can find artists and philanthropists and sportsmen, politicians, you name it. And then we also have something called employee, which means to deceive the eye. And I'm pretty sure you can't really see it on the screen right now, but the lady is actually stepping on a carpet, but the rest of it, as in the space in between the rest of the staircase, was actually hand painted to match the exact pattern. And because you couldn't really tell unless someone pointed out, it's called employ. And then we also have those panels in different multiple locations in the room. You can control the light, your blackout curtains, but also you can find the love button. As I mentioned earlier, we celebrate love and intimacy and playfulness. And so love dims the lights, it creates this more romantic atmosphere. And right next to it, you can't see it because of the clock, but there is a music button that plays cost-curated music. So music from the compilations, the very popular compilations. And then the only reason why I've added the door is because, again, everything lies in the details. So the room numbers on the door or anything that you might see on our walls has been hand painted by the team of Louis Vuitton that curate the bags. And so again, more craftsmanship. Oh. Last but not least, I wanted to go through very quickly the Dominique Dubé benefits so that we can leave some room for questions if you have any. We are delighted to offer a guaranteed one-step complimentary upgrade at the time of the booking. That excludes upgrades to our suites and the appartement, and there are a few blackout periods that apply. Then we also offer 12% commission on room bookings and 15% on suite bookings. It goes without saying that any of your clients, anyone that stays with us, they're automatically marked as a VIP. They will be receiving welcome cards as well as a complimentary amenity upon arrival. And then we always prioritize complimentary early check-in or late checkout, subject to availability on the day. Sometimes we're even able to guarantee the early check-in or late checkout in advance. And then we have also secured 2 memberships with 2 high-end gyms nearby. One is approximately a 2-minute walk, and the second one is approximately 12-15-minute walk, depending on the pace. but they're all up to our standards, and our guests can now use them complimentary on a daily basis. And then, of course, the snacks and soft drinks, which I mentioned previously in the minibar. And then, obviously, we do send pre-arrival emails. I call this a pre-arrival curation. We're all about learning about their preferences, their likes, their dislikes, the reason for travel, whether they have family in London or friends that live here. Like I said earlier today, anything would really be something for us. And then, of course, the Maison Privé experience, a very intimate and residential, highly personalized approach for all our guests. 90 team members across just 30 keys, so the ratio is quite high. And then we always send post-check-in and post-checkout emails. So if Andreas were to send a client, for example, he would be receiving an email say, "Hi, Andreas, warm greetings from At Sloane. Mr. and Mrs. X have now checked in. They're in great spirits. They their flight was long, but they managed to sleep throughout it, or they didn't. They commented on the design. They were very appreciative of the upgrade. They asked us to cancel the booking at the Hard, but now we'll secure the booking at the River Cafe, for example. And then the same happens when the guests check out. You would also receive another email explaining how our interactions with the guests were and what their overall experience looks like. And then I'm also pleased to confirm that we process commission every 2 weeks, which I think is very helpful for all of you. And then your key contacts, Nikki, that's me. You can reach me, you can call me, you can text me anytime. Then Kate Dixon, who was not able to join the call today, but is sending her warmest regards, is our director of sales. And then Tarek is our general manager, who, allow me to say, is very, very, very involved, especially with travel agents. And that is it presentation wise. Thank you so very much for your time.
Perfect. Thank you, Nikki. That was a great presentation.
Thank you.
And I'm checking right now if we have some questions. Let me see. We have no questions here. And
Thank you, Bella. I'm so sorry about the audio as well. As I mentioned, I will be sending you assets, as in additional imagery and videos, which you can share with your clients or post on your socials. Not sure how you go about it, as well as our rates, and then the Dominic debate benefits, so that you have everything gathered in the same place, and a few architectural points as well, which I always share, that might help you sell the property. Um, yeah.
and then also don't forget, whenever your own travel brings you
Oh, please, yes.
to London or through London, don't forget to let Nikki know, and you guys might can meet in person and check out At Sloane in person as well, right? Oh,
Absolutely. There is a
hold
question
on.
I see from David
Correct.
asking if there are any family rooms connecting. Absolutely. So
Yes.
let me help you understand the layout. It's super easy. That's why my smile is very, very wide. So we have 30 keys across 5 floors. That is 6 keys per floor. And each room type is on top of each other. So we have the exact same inventory on each floor. Now, to answer your question, as I mentioned, the Sloane with Suite Sloane, they connect internally, giving us the appartement. We also have the option of our entry-level rooms, the essentials, to connect externally. So there is one main door and then 2 doors that open up. The Chelseas, unfortunately, do not interconnect apart from the first floor, which is an accessible room. And then if we block a floor, we can end up having a 6 bedroom suite as well. So it's very easy for us to connect rooms, if that makes sense, just because of the layout of the floor plan.
Perfect. Thank you,
Yes,
Nikki.
from Mexico. Hi, from London, Adriana. Thank you for joining.
Right.
Thank
Perfect.
you, Andreas. Thank you so much for everything.
Thank you, Nikki. I wish you a great Monday. Well, yours is almost over, right?
It is.
We're just in the middle of it, but yeah, I wish you a great week ahead, and then everyone else will receive an email with the follow-up
Wonderful.
tomorrow.
Thank you so much.
Perfect.
Have a wonderful day, everyone.
Excellent. Thank you,
Thank you.
guys.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.